What we want to do now is stage a traffic stop for you. We're going to do it two ways. First of all, we're going to show you everything wrong that you could do from a police officer's perspective, and then we'll show you everything right that you could do to make the circumstance less traumatic for you. And remember, a police officer may be stopping you not just because of something you did that was wrong. He may have seen some dangerous equipment violation with your car, and he needs to let you know about that. Perhaps a tire that's half flat or a muffler system that's dragging. So with the help of one of our employees from the state police, and you'll meet her in a second, we're going to show you everything that you could do wrong. Okay. Miss, would you please stay seated back in your car? Thank you for staying seated in the car. I'm Trooper Burston with Indiana State Police. I checked you for speeding and also saw that you have no seatbelt. Could I see your driver's license and registration? Could you take the license out of the holder for me, please? Thank you. Jennifer, could you look and see for the current registration, or if you're not sure which one it is, I'll take a look at them for you. Do you know which one it is? Okay. Okay, Jennifer, this yellow sheet here, that's a copy of your title. You can keep that at home. You're not required to have that in the car. And that's another copy of your title. This is last year's registration. You don't even need this at all. You can go ahead and throw that away. And this is the current registration. You know your license plates expire next month.
Yes.
Okay. Jennifer, is this still your correct address?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you please stay seated in the car, and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now some of the things that you may have seen or could not see, Jennifer wanted to hand me her entire wallet. As a police officer, we don't want to have your whole wallet because we don't want to be accused of either taking some of your belongings out of it, or we don't want to accidentally drop it and some of your belongings fall out and either get blown away in the road or something else happens to them. So it really helps us out a lot if you take your license out. We will ask you to take the license out if you don't, under normal circumstances. You heard what I was saying to Jennifer about her different registrations. You only need the current registration. A lot of people have a habit of saving them from when the car was brand new. You don't need to do that. If you want to keep those in a record at home, that's fine. You're only required to carry the current registration. Okay, what we're going to do now is going to take a short break, and then we're going to show you how it should happen, and we'll give you some other tips on what to do in the event you're pulled over. Thanks a lot. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. What we're going to do this time is show you the way we would like to see a traffic stop go. And as I said before, this will make the whole situation less traumatic for you, and also less traumatic for us, because we're also concerned about our safety. We know that the majority of the people that we stop are good, decent folks. Unfortunately, we don't know what the person looks like that's going to hurt us until the situation is already deteriorated. So whatever you can do to help us be at ease will also help you be at ease. So we'll take it from the top here. Hello, I'm Trooper Burston, Indiana State Police. I checked you for exceeding the posted speed limit. Could I please see your driver's license and the registration to your car? Okay. Jennifer, is this still your address on Chris Drive?
Yes.
Okay. Would you please stay seated in the car, and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stay here with Jennifer and talk about some of the good things she was doing. First of all, it makes me happy to see that Jennifer's got her seatbelt on. Too many accidents have resulted in injury that could have been prevented had the person worn their seatbelt. People complain about it wrinkles their clothes or that it chafes their neck. I'd much rather have a wrinkled outfit or a chafed neck than a broken neck. Your loved ones are going to miss you. In most cases, we hope at least. Also, the other thing that Jennifer had, she had her hands up on the steering wheel. From a police officer's point of view, the only way I'm going to be hurt typically by somebody that I've stopped is something that they have in their hands, some type of a weapon. If I can see the hands, it makes me a lot more comfortable. If it's nighttime, it's a good idea to go ahead and turn on your dome lights. That way the officer can see inside as he approaches. So Jennifer's done all of these proper things. She's got her hands up on the steering wheel where any officer can see them. She knew to take her driver's license out of the holder because an officer doesn't want to be handed the wallet, and she had her current year registration available. Now what I'm going to do is, because Jennifer wasn't going that fast, I'm going to give her a warning because I'm a nice guy. And I appreciate all of the things that she did to make the stop pleasant for both of us. Hope that's given you a little bit of information, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Bye-bye.
Can you pass Indiana's new driving tests? Indiana's law enforcement is hitting the road looking for drug-impaired drivers, and they will have a few new tests you'll have to pass. Impairment can be caused not only from illegal drugs, but from some medications. So follow warning labels on all medication you take, whether it is over-the-counter or prescription. Pass Indiana's new driving tests. Don't drive impaired.
Putting an Indy car on the track, it takes time, money, and a small army of very skilled technicians. Keeping it on the track at more than 200 miles an hour takes total concentration. It's no wonder professional drivers would never have a drink before getting behind the wheel. If drinking and driving is more than we can handle, what makes you think you can? Believe me, good driving has nothing to do with drinking, ever.
We're here to roast the Barons of Buckling Up. Two guys who've lost more limbs than a tree surgeon, Vince and Larry.
I love these guys. They remind me of my husband, always broken in a dead-end job.
By getting people to buckle up, they've saved thousands of lives. On the job, what's the first thing that goes through their heads? The steering wheel!
Vince and Larry, tell me, how do you want your coffee? Regular or decapitated?
Everybody give them a hand.
You could learn a lot from a downturn. Buckle your safety belt.
If you're not wearing a seatbelt in an accident, here's what you get. You get to hit the inside of your car. You get to suffer massive fractures and lacerations, ride in an ambulance, and listen to people talk about you. You'll be pushed around on a gurney and tour a hospital. What do you think so far? Wait, don't answer. There's more. You'll be cited for not wearing a seatbelt. You'll lose time from work, watch your insurance rates go up, and pay enormous medical bills. As an extra bonus, you might be permanently injured or disfigured. Wearing a seatbelt in Indiana, it's time we take it seriously.
Welcome back. I want to spend the last few minutes of this program that we have together talking about what you saw the first time. If you recall, Jennifer got out of her car and I asked her to get back in. There's a number of reasons. First and foremost, we as state police officers, any police officer for that matter, is concerned about your safety. If we've stopped you on a county road, a state highway, or an interstate system, there's a chance for danger if you're out of your car. It's much safer for you to be in the car. Now, aside from that point, it's also safer for us. Now, keep in mind that we realize, as I said before, most of the people we come in contact with are honest, law-abiding, hard-working individuals just like we are, but we don't know who has the potential to hurt us. And that potential for us to be hurt is heightened greatly when the violator, the person we've stopped, gets out of their car. We want to keep the upper hand as far as safety and tactics for ourselves. So that's better for you to stay in the car. Now, at the time that the officer's walking up on the car, many times I've talked to friends of mine and go out for dinner sometime, and they say, Dave, I got pulled over the other day and I watched this officer as he walked up on me. I could see him in my side view mirror and he's got his hand on his gun. And what is the problem? What's the deal? And it comes back to the same point. We don't know who we're stopping. Hand is on the gun there for our safety. We don't expect to have to use it, but if we need it, we want to be able to get it. So when we walk up to the car, more than likely, hand is on the gun. We're going to be walking up slowly, taking a look at the back window as we approach the car. Before we get up to the driver's side window, we're going to be looking in the back seat and the front seat. We're looking for a number of things. Is there anything that potentially could injure us? Is there something illegal, some contraband? Believe it or not, we found people with bags of dope sitting in the back seat, stolen items sitting there in plain view, because most people don't expect to be pulled over. So we're doing all of those things for our safety. All of this is happening in a matter of seconds. It doesn't take long for us to assess the situation as far as if there's anything in that car that could hurt us. The other things we've already talked about: have your hands on plain view, up on the steering wheel. be able to produce your driver's license, take it out of the wallet. We don't want to have that, as I've said before, and have your registration. We'll explain to you why you've been stopped, and sometimes the officer may tell you if he's going to issue a warning or issue a citation, and he'll ask you to remain seated in the car. Please stay seated in the car until the officer comes back up. Again, don't get out of your car and come back and try to plead a story. That's not the time to do it. The time to do it, if you think the officer is wrong, is to do that at court. That's what the court system is for. The other thing that we're concerned about, and I'm going to shift gears a little bit here, is sometimes, Mark Mercer talked about this if you were watching the entire program, occasionally we pull somebody over and another person stops wanting directions, or they're lost, or they're want information related to where they're traveling to, and they don't think that there's anything wrong. Oh, there's a police officer up there, with somebody stopped, we'll just stop and ask him. As Mark Mercer said, you don't know who we have stopped. Many times we don't know who we have stopped. We may have just stopped somebody from a broadcast on the radio that's wanted for an armed robbery. 100% of our attention has to be devoted to that car and that person. We do not have the time, to stop and give directions to somebody. Sometimes it seems like we're rude, but we want to be able to go home at the end of the day. So there's just a few more things of food for thought. Hope that you enjoyed the show. Hope that you have a little more understanding about how VASCAR and radar works. Remember, the radar is just like freezing a moment in time. It gives the peak speed. The VASCAR gives the average speed. And for those of you with radar detectors, please remember that's just what they are, radar detectors, not VASCAR. The VASCAR cannot be detected. So until we see each other again, please remember to drive safely, drive defensively, buckle up, because the life you save may be your own or that of somebody you love. We'll see you again next month. Bye-bye.